My family, Dan Wooton had his first segment on GB Propaganda News. And my family, his first segment is about Meghan. Shocker. You know what? I'm not surprised really, because that's how he makes a living, by trashing and abusing Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. But there is something also that has happened that Dan Wooton won't like one bit. My family, Byline Times, a reputable media outlet, has reported about the allegations facing Dan Wooton. My family, here is the headline for Byline Times. GB News star Dan Wooton unmasked in cash for sexual images catfishing scandal. My family, in the first part of its 3-year special investigation, Byline Times reveals the account of victims targeted by the powerful TV presenter. So my family, the reason why Dan Wooton is going on TV to badmouth Meghan right now, he is deflecting on the allegations facing him right now. The serious allegations facing him right now. He is trying to survive. That's what Dan Wooton is doing, my family. Trying to survive. And my family, this report from Byline Times must worry Dan Wooton, because other media outlets refuse to cover all these allegations against him. My family, you do know one thing about the carnival, also called experts in the UK. They protect each other. They protect each other. Look at what's happened to Philip Schofield. Right after he went on TV and said that, his mental health had suffered, all the other carnival so-called experts were like, okay, it's now time to back off. Look at Hugh Edwards. After that report came out about him, my family, look at what he did. He also said mental health. He is in a hospital, and then all other media outlets, including the Sun tabloid, were like, okay, we are backing off. We won't report about this further. And my family, right now, others also won't cover Dan Wooton, who writes for the Daily Mail. My family, who has a weekly column for Daily Mail, who was the editor of the Sun tabloid. So clearly, the big tabloids in the UK don't want to touch him one bit, my family. And my family, there is something that they said even on air. We're talking about Meghan. That my family, I said yesterday, of what they want to achieve with Harry and Meghan. My family, if you don't want to see any content about Meghan online, all you have to do is do this. When you see it, a picture of Meghan, you just scroll down and just ignore it. Scroll down and look for something you want to look for. Just scroll down. Some people know they have that ability, but it's like they're oblivious to what they can do. Instead, they want to focus on Meghan harassing her, hounding her. At the same time, complain, hey look, Meghan went out to a farmer's market and she was papped. It's her fault she was papped. My family, as I've always said, Meghan won't hide in her car and tell others, hey look, you go shopping on my behalf. Meghan won't wear a disguise while going to the farmer's market. Meghan will live her life. And in California, she will be papped. The people who should be blamed for Meghan being papped are the UK tabloid press. RGB propaganda, who have this obsession, this sick obsession towards Meghan, harassing and hounding Meghan, or because they want to embiggen William and Kate Wooton. And my family, I said something to you yesterday. But before I say or remind you what I said yesterday, I want you to hear what was said at GB Propaganda, my family. Also, after they discussed Meghan going to a market day, my family, close to her home. Please kindly look at this. And they invited someone called Colin Campbell, who calls herself a lady. Well, she isn't, because she was divorced from her husband years ago. My family. And Colin Campbell made excuses for Jeffrey Epstein, what he did. My family, with Prince Andrew. Please kindly look at this kindly, my family.
Now, look, we mentioned the Princess of Wales' stunning appearance at Wimbledon. But the journalist and ex-IRA scumbag Tim Brannigan wrote online, and brace yourself for this, it's awful, Kate is such a prim, anemic and vacuous woman, yet the media gushes at her insipid presence like she adds something to the spectacle. Her talentless, bony ass being there for all the big games every year is effing annoying, to be perfectly honest. Ladies, see. Brannigan has since deleted that tweet, but are you as outraged as I am by that description of our future queen?
Well, you know, Mr. Brannigan is a very interesting person. First of all, Mr. Brannigan is Irish. Secondly, Mr. Brannigan is a man of colour. Mr. Brannigan is playing the race card. He's doing it on behalf of his colleagues, including Meghan. And
my family, first of all, there are no links between this person and Meghan. However, they just had Meghan's name there. Or because someone called out Kate Wooton. And also, on TV, you are not supposed to abuse people. On TV, you are not supposed to do that. Abusing people on TV is not allowed. You are not supposed to do such a thing on TV. If you call yourself a journalist, you are not supposed to do that. You are supposed to report the news. Instead, my family, they keep showing exactly what this media organization stands for. Spreading hate for profit. That is what clearly they stand for. And my family, it is just so wrong. It is just so wrong, my family. And I can't stand how they like adding Meghan's name into anything. Even a tweet that had nothing to do with Meghan. My family, we do know what the tabloids do. They do PR for Kate Wooton and Prince William. We know that for a fact. That's their job, really. At the same time, they attack Harry and Meghan, which is what you see Colin Campbell, who calls herself a lady on TV. My family, has she no respect even for herself? Because clearly she doesn't. You know? This person should not be calling herself a lady because she's not. However, these people want to be so much a part of that class system in the UK, to be recognized as people who have titles so much that they are so angry and pissed off that Meghan upped and left what they would dream of having. They were like, why can Meghan just put up with that abuse in exchange for that tiara, in exchange of being called a duchess, in exchange of being a princess of the UK? Why? My family, is about self-respect, really. People like Colin Campbell have no respect for themselves. Meghan has respect for herself. She knows her value. She knows her worth. And she was never ever going to beg anyone, my family, in the royal family, for anything. And my family, she was going to put up with abuse. She was not going to put up with abuse in exchange for a tiara. She knew her worth and she upped and fled the UK, not just to protect herself, or her marriage with Harry, but also to protect their kids, my family, also to protect their son Archie, because at the time when they left the UK, they had one child. To protect Archie, my family. As a mother, you do everything you can to protect your child, something that Colin Campbell and others who abuse Meghan Markle will never ever be able to understand. My family, please continue just hearing this kindly, my family. Once again, this person who said this stuff about Wooton has no links whatsoever to Meghan, my family. But sadly, when you defend Meghan, it's like, oh look, that's Meghan's cheerleader. But yet, when these people attack Meghan to do PR for William and Wooton, nobody calls them William and Kate's cheerleaders. You know what? From today on, let's call them William and Kate's cheerleaders. Dan Wooton, Colin Campbell, and the others. Let's call them William and Kate's cheerleaders. Because clearly, that is what they are. My family, please kindly hear this.
Doing it in the nastiest and most distasteful way possible. And it's totally uncalled for. And, Catherine Wales is a very good-looking woman. She's an ectomorph. Ectomorphs don't have a lot of fat on their body. But to actually
let me tell you,
refer to her posterior the way he did, she actually has a very well-shaped backside. Look at it. She also has very well-shaped legs.
Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Absolutely. Phil, obviously, we don't have any evidence of any connection between Brannigan and Meghan, do we?
No, I don't know of any. I don't think we need to take too seriously what this guy says. I mean, apparently he went to jail for buying some explosives and some guns for the IRA. He was a member of the Provisional IRA. So I don't particularly take much notice of what he says. But I think on a general point, it just sort of shows how the woke left are rattled. I think that as Harry and Meghan's star sort of starts to fade, we can see how popular William and Kate are. You saw that at Wimbledon. I mean, took George and Charlotte along as well. Everyone loves the glamour of seeing them. Somebody's got to present the prizes. Obviously, we've no longer got the Duke and Duchess of Kent as they're aged around 90, and she's taken over as patron of the club, and people love seeing her there. And okay, you can say that they get free tickets for watching from the centre court. I think we all would from the Royal Box if we had the opportunity. But no, it's great to see them, and it adds a lovely touch of glamour to the occasion.
But ladies, look, we don't want...
My family, and that is what I wanted you to hear, of what I discussed yesterday. My family, of what they truly desire so much. They want William and Kate Moulton to have that popularity of the Queen, and the late Prince Philip. First of all, please let me just finish this, please, kindly.
Be unkind to the Queen today because, of course, it is her birthday, so have a good one, Camilla. But is it fair to say, Lady C, that the Waleses, William and Kate and the three kids, are now the box office attraction for the royal family in the same way that the late Queen and Prince Philip used to be?
My family, that is what I wanted you to hear. That's the main reason why I showed you that video, my family. The main reason why I showed you that clip, my family, is because I wanted you to hear that part. Because I said this yesterday. This is what I said yesterday. My family, in my video yesterday, it's what I said. Or what they want to achieve with William and Kate Moulton. They want them to have that popularity of the late Philip and also of the late Queen Elizabeth, my family. So that when they go outside, you won't see protests saying, not my king, not my king, not my king. Because you rarely saw that when the Queen was alive. You rarely saw that. And that is what they want to happen to William and Kate Moulton. So that when they go outside, no one is like, not my king, not my king, not my king. Abolish the monarchy. That is what they want. And they want to get that by destroying Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. By trying to brainwash the public, hey look, Harry and Meghan are unworthy people. Look at our William and Kate Wooton. Look at them. They're much better than Harry and Meghan. That is the message that they've been selling to the public. That is how they've been brainwashing the public in the UK with that message. Even Harry is saying, my family, the Palace Comms team, whenever they have a story, let's say a bad story about their principal, they trade that by feeding tabloids or role experts a story about a different principal. It so happened that Prince William was leaking negative stories about Harry and Meghan because the likes of Dan Wooton had covered those stories about William, Kate, and Rose Hanbury. So during that time, Dan Wooton would get most of the scoops. My family, most of the exclusives, my family, he would get it. That Harry and Meghan were wanting to leave to Canada, Dan Wooton got that exclusive. How is that? He got that because of his close links with people who work for Prince William. He got that because he was one of the first correspondents to break that story about William, Kate, and Rose Hanbury. My family, that's why he got what he got. People have made a profit, so much money of invading Harry and Meghan's privacy, of threatening Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And my family, people like Piers Morgan, people like Dan Wooton, who clearly are bullies. My family. And Dan Wooton's day, his day is coming. His day is coming, and he'll answer for the pain that he has caused. Make no mistake whatsoever about that. His day is coming, and he'll answer for all the pain that he has caused to others, my family. His day is coming. No wonder I'm so happy about Byline Times reporting what Dan Wooton has done. GB News star Dan Wooton unmasked in cash for sexual images catfishing scandal. My family, I'm happy about that headline because it's high time that Dan Wooton faces accountability for the pain that he has caused Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan. And my family, we keep seeing what they hope to achieve. One person has said that somehow Harry and Meghan's star power is dimming. It's quite weird. Quite weird, really, my family. Because if it was dimming, then why is it that you must have a segment about Meghan? My family, I said this even last year. My family. And I'll say this again. GB News, the entire channel even, on YouTube, is littered with stories about Harry and Meghan. With propaganda about Harry and Meghan. They can't go a day without adding a segment trashing Harry and Meghan on GB propaganda news. Not a single day. And then they're the ones who say, oh look, Harry and Meghan's star power is dimming. Well, prove it. Prove it by shutting your mouth about Harry and Meghan. My family, I said this yesterday, that in the past, the late Margaret was way more famous than her sister, Queen Elizabeth, was the Queen. And my family, Margaret was smeared, attacked, bullied, and she was forced to give up the man she loved. And the tabloids cheered her. Oh, look, she has given up love for duty. She was miserable all her life. My family, there are pictures of her even in a wheelchair, being so sad, really, in her life as she was sick, my family. She became ill because of the pain that had been caused to her, because of her sufferings, my family. And her life was never ever the same. And look at the Queen's popularity after that, after the misery and suffering of her sister. My family, it became immense. The tabloids brainwashed the public at the time. And that's exactly what they're trying to do right now to Harry and Meghan. To be like, hey, look, Wooton and William, they can be like the late Philip and the Queen. Have that popularity. That's what basically they are saying, my family. At the expense of who? Of Harry and Meghan. You know, that's how they normally operate. That's what they want to achieve. And that's why they are so desperate to have Harry back in the UK by force, to split him from his family, even going so far as working with this right-wing think tank in the US Heritage Foundation to try and get Harry deported, such that Harry is forced back to the UK. That's how desperate they are to split Harry from his family, from his wife Meghan and kids. And my family, as I've always said, that's how they want to destroy Prince Harry. That's how they want to take down Harry, by splitting him from people who love him and bring him back to his abusers by force. To people who have caused him so much pain. That is what they want, my family. To get Harry back by force. And my family is never ever going to work. It's never ever going to work. They'll never ever succeed in splitting Harry from Meghan, or even being able to get Harry deported. And my family, they are trying. They are trying so hard to achieve that. You know, as I explained yesterday, they want Harry to abandon his wife and kids. And my family, everything that they're doing to split Harry from Meghan, it's all meant to embiggen Prince William and Kate Wooton, aside also from the fact that they can't stand that Harry married a woman of color, because tabloids are very, very racist. And the monarchy is also very, very much a racist institution. And that's why they've never ever been able to accept that Harry married a woman of color and had kids with her. Because they don't want Harry back with his kids. No. They want Harry back alone, to ruin him, to embiggen William and Kate Wooton. That is what they want, my family. My family, they'll never ever succeed. And they keep showing you the cards. They keep showing you the cards of what they want, of how they want this narrative to play out. For Harry to be split apart from his wife and kids, for his popularity to be ruined and destroyed, for him to be alone, miserable. That is what they want for him. That's the future they envision for Harry. A life of unhappiness, not a life of thriving in California. You know, if they want the public to believe that Harry and Meghan are not popular, if they want the public to believe that Harry and Meghan are not popular, then perhaps they should stop talking about Harry and Meghan. Only then, perhaps, the public will believe that Harry and Meghan are not popular. But yet, they say that on TV, that Harry and Meghan are unpopular. At the same time, Dan Wooton, in his weekly column, even when something has nothing to do with Meghan, he has to write a column attacking Meghan Markle. Even when something has nothing to do with Meghan, just as you've seen in that segment, that person who said that's the working Wooton, my family, he has no links to Meghan. Even they have said he has no links to Meghan, but somehow they have to add Meghan's name there. You know, you can't make people believe, you cannot make people believe that Harry and Meghan are unpopular. At the same time, keep whinging, moaning, complaining about Harry and Meghan on a daily basis. Like what Dan Wooton, Colin Campbell, and the other one have been doing. You can't say that Harry and Meghan's star power is dimming. At the same time, you can't stop whinging, complaining, and moaning about Harry and Meghan. Your headline for your segment is about Meghan at a flowers market close to her home. As you say, oh look, the star power is dimming. Please, we are not fools. We aren't fools. Okay? We are not fools. One bit, we are not fools, we see what is happening, my family. We see what is happening. And my family, I want to share with you a quote. Please kindly hear this. I'll show you even, what Toni Morrison said, please.
Your little self. And what is that? What are you without racism? Are you any good? Are you still strong? Still smart? You still like yourself? I mean, these are the questions. It's part of it is, yes, the victim, how terrible it has been for black people.
You don't like that.
I'm not a victim. I refuse to be one.
And the victim is the other person who is morally inferior. And
that's a serious question.
On to
of course.
Racism
if you have to hold
for his or her own self-esteem and definition.
If you can only be tall because somebody's on their knees, then you have a serious problem. And my feeling is white people have a very, very serious problem. And they should start thinking about what they can do about it. Take me out of it.
If you can only stand when someone is on their knees, then you have a very, very serious problem. I like that quote from Toni Morrison. I love it. I love it so much. I love that quote from Toni Morrison. If you can only stand when someone else is on your feet, then you have a very, very serious problem. Very, very serious problem, my family. In the royal family, the tabloids, they believe that for William and Kate to be popular like the late Queen Elizabeth, that somehow Harry and Meghan must be on their knees. That Meghan has to be on her knees. For William and Kate to be popular more than Harry and Meghan must be on their knees. They must fail. They must be complete failures for William and Kate to be standing on their, completely standing, my family. Harry and Meghan need to be on their knees. My family, and that's a very, very wrong way to think, my family. It just shows in this story exactly who has a problem. And my family, it ain't Harry and Meghan. It is the UK tabloid press. They're the ones with the help of the royal family, because they too are complicit in pushing this agenda, in pushing this narrative, my family, that somehow you diminish Harry and Meghan, you undermine them, you want Harry and Meghan to be on their feet. That way, you can embiggen William and Kate. That way, William and Kate can become popular, like Queen Elizabeth, that someone has to be undermined and diminished. In this case, they wanted to be Harry and Meghan, to be on their knees, begging. My family, they've always wanted Harry to beg. Even when Harry and Meghan stepped back as senior members of the royal family, they were like creating these cartoons whereby depicting that Harry is coming back begging, a guard at Buckingham Palace, for money. That's what, they've been hoping for. That's what they've been wanting so badly. And yet, look at what happened to Harry and Meghan. They bought an amazing home in Montecito, which tabloids like to say themselves, a $14 million mansion with 19 or 20 bathrooms. Or how many bathrooms of my family? I've lost count because, the bathrooms increases with the anger of the UK media, because they're so jealous about what Harry and Meghan have when they wanted them to beg, when they wanted Harry and Meghan on their knees begging, but yet that ain't happening. Instead, Harry and Meghan are thriving. However, they keep pushing that propaganda. Harry and Meghan are failing with the hopes of embiggening William and Kate, doing PR for William and Kate. My family, you've heard what Toni Morrison has said. If you can only stand, if William and Kate can only stand when Harry and Meghan are on their knees, then William and Kate have a very, very serious problem. Have a very, very serious problem. I want to repeat that. If William and Kate can only stand when Harry and Meghan are on their knees, then it's William and Kate Middleton who have a very, very serious problem. Not Harry and Meghan. My family. And all their evil plots against Harry and Meghan will never ever succeed. They'll never ever destroy Harry and Meghan, my family. And the problem here we have is that racism is the main problem here, my family. They have never been able to accept that Harry fell in love with a woman of color, loves her, has kids with her, and protects her, puts them first, makes them our priority, makes his children our priority. Instead of feeding them to the UK media to get good press, he protects them. My family, and that is what the Royal Rota hates. Those press people who cover the royal family, that's what they hate so much. That Harry won't feed their kids to tabloids who abuse them in exchange for good press. That Harry and Meghan won't wine and dine or give interviews to people who have bullied them in exchange for good press. That angers them so much, my family. And my family, they keep trying to tear down Harry and Meghan to embiggen William and Kate Middleton. My family, it only shows us exactly who is the problem here. It's William and Kate Middleton. And they're not doing any favors for William and Kate Middleton. They're showing us exactly just who not to support one bit. Just who is responsible for the bullying and abuse of Harry and Meghan. Clearly, it's William and Kate Middleton. My family, who are using this role experts, these bullies like Dan Wooton, as tools to go after Harry and Meghan. My family, no matter what they do, they'll never ever be able to destroy Harry and Meghan, And also, Prince Harry and Meghan will continue to be way, way more popular than William and Kate Middleton. Harry and Meghan will continue to be way, way more popular than William and Kate Middleton. So my family, once again, what I said yesterday is what you're seeing. You just need to study them and understand what they want, what they want to achieve, my family. They won't break Harry and Meghan's marriage. They keep trying, but they won't succeed. William and Kate Middleton also will go down as the biggest failures in the royal family ever in history. And that is a fact. And this attempt of putting down Harry and Meghan to embiggen William and Kate Middleton, my family, it just failed, really. It just won't work. It just will not work. My family, no weapon formed against Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lily, Betana, and the regulars that ever prosper. I believe that I've said enough, my family. Now, tell me your thoughts about what you just heard kindly. I'd like to please kindly hear your opinion. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.